Greetings and salutations, this is Imperator Vespasian, bringing you the command squad for our squat army. This is a group of figures made up of the new version of dwarves, which kind of fitted the theme of this army best. I picked up a box, had a really good look at it, and figured I could turn them into Space Marines. And I think they've come out pretty decent, to be honest, if I do say so myself. The command squad is made up of only 4 troopers. That's because I don't have a spare figure to go with it, otherwise I would have made it into a full 5-man squad. But you could also class them as individual characters, because we have an apothecary, a tech priest, or engineer, banner, and lord. So technically they're all individual characters. But I would have liked to have had a veteran marine stroke champion to go with them, but I didn't have the spare figures to do that, so maybe if it's another date I'll do the same. So, shall we start with the priest, this guy here. This is a tech priest. In 40k terms it's a tech marine? Yeah, tech marine. Or Iron Priest, actually. I think they're Iron Priests, aren't they, for the Space Wolves? Yeah, I think they are. If we can get the thing to focus on him. Right, so this is the Iron Priest. In the original books, the original compendium, there was a section of dwarves who were made up of engineers. They were the Engineers Guild. And so this is who this particular guy is, but he is effectively a tech priest. So this is the chap, standard Space Marine equipment, Space Marine pauldrons on his sleeves, and he's got a power axe hanging from his back. The power axe is glowing red with red light, which I will explain when I start doing the Space Wolves, because I did the same with them. So that is the guy. He's carrying a melter gun because he's a tech priest, and it's the kind of thing a tech priest that was dwarfs would carry. And he's got the wolf tail hanging from the gun, and he's got all sort of equipment, Space Wolf equipment on him, and of course the Space Wolf helmet. It's the old version of helmet, the original Womble Marine helmet, and I thought as a veteran engineer he was probably alive at the time that those things were around. So, I'll go into the stats for him. Moves 5 inches, 2 plus save, 2 plus weapon skill, 2 plus ballistic skill, strength of 4, toughness of 5, because he's a squat, he gets +1 toughness, 2 wounds, 2 attacks, leadership of 10, 3 plus save. Those stats are taken from the original compendium. All these stats for this army are taken from the original compendium, but I've had to modify a few bits to make them effectively a modern army. So he carries the melter gun, he carries a thunder hammer, that's the thunder hammer on his back there. So he's pretty good in close combat and also shooting. He carries haywire grenades, because that's what they carried in the original game. This is an interesting one, 6-inch range, and it does d6 damage to a vehicle, sort of automatic damage. That's pretty good. I'm not sure if there's anything in New 8th edition that's equivalent. I suppose something that the tech guys have, the Mechanicus, not sure. And smoke grenades for the same reasons I've already mentioned before in the other videos. Squats live in tunnels and stuff, and so throwing high impact weaponry around is probably not a good idea. He has a refractor field of a 4+ invulnerability save, because Iron Priests do. He has knowledge of the ancestors. Right, this basically is you can repair vehicles just like a normal tech marine. He's oath sworn, so you reroll charge rolls, and he has ancestral grudge. You already know what that is. So I'll move on to the next figure, which will be, I'll go for the apothecary. Here he is. Now, unlike Space Marine apothecaries, this guy is not collecting gene seed and stuff, he's just a field medic. I've had to sort of modify an arm to try and make it into a medic's arm. I didn't do too bad a job on it, I just used lots of bits that were lying around. I have the proper backpack on for a apothecary. That is because I had a spare backpack because I've put wings on the backpacks of my blood angels, and so I had nothing to do with this, so I decided to make a medic out of him. Originally he was going to be a sort of champion character, but he ended up being a medic. So he's got the sort of medic headgear, the medics have the sort of extra oculus and scanner and stuff, and he's got sort of skulls on his chest plate and all that sort of stuff. I think it's come out okay. And there we have a final figure which I've had to shave down a little bit to fit on the base, and it's a wounded squat, and he's carrying out Medicae on the man. He's trying to fix the guy up. So rule-wise, he's effectively just a field medic. So 5 movement, it's same stats as a field medic. Carries a chainsword and a bolt pistol. Nothing too interesting about that. But he does have the Nathacium, however you pronounce that made up Latin name, which enables you to regain 3 wounds to an individual model or save a casualty. So if you save a casualty, you just pick a dead guy back up again, but you can give 3d3 wounds back to a fellow marine, a character that you're accompanying. Getting all tongue-tied here. He's also oath-sworn and has ancestral grudge because he's a squat, and that's what the squats get. That's the theme of their army. So we'll move him back and we'll go to the banner. This is the banner, the not chapter banner, the, what would it technically be called? I'll have a look at the book. Hang on. Stronghold banner. Sorry about that. It's a stronghold banner. This is the banner of the individual stronghold. Each brotherhood within the stronghold has itself their own banner. So each squad of squats have their own banner for their own house, their own brotherhood, and all the brotherhoods together come under one banner. So there we go. He's a standard Hearthguard, so he has the same stats as a Hearthguard. His only weapon is a Thunder Hammer. That's this Thunder Hammer here, which is highlighted in red for the Space Wolves. Here we have the back of him, standard backpack, shield pauldrons with a blessing on it, and wolf heads. So there you go, and he's got a little quilla on his jacket. That's because this figure originally had the long beard, and I damaged the figure when taking the beard off and replacing it with a Space Wolf head. So I put the Aquila on to cover up the damage, and it actually looks like it's supposed to be there now, I think so. I got away with that one. So the Honour of the Ancestors is his special ability, and that's any troop within 6 inches become fearless. Given that the squat marine type troops all have leadership of 10s, 9s and 10s, I don't think how that's really relevant, so this guy's really there to support the lesser squats who have lower levels of abilities. Then we have Oathsworn and Ancestral Grudge as his other special skills. So it's basically a standard battle banner that a Space Marine would carry on Imperial Guard. Probably more Space Marine, really. So that's him, and then we get on to this chap. You may notice the shield from the Space Wolf box, plasma pistol, oath sword, which is it's like a glass weapon in Skyrim. It's a standard power sword, but it's made out of sort of blue metal stuff, whatever, ice. He's got the banner on his shoulder, standard backpack, iron halo, and a early version of the pauldron because it's passed down from generation to generation. So that's the figure. I really like the way the writings come out when I did the sword. I like all the Space Wolf stuff for that. They all have the same sort of etching on the weapons. and you can get the etching to come out quite well. So this guy is the warlord, he's the commander of the army, technically. You do have a warlord character as well, a lord character who is subordinate to him. That's equivalent to a sergeant, I think. So as a warlord, he has movement of 5+, same as any other squad. 2+ weapon skill, 2+ ballistic skill, 4 strength, 5 toughness, 3 wounds, quite low. Moving into 8th edition, you should have more wounds than that really. 3 attacks, leadership of 10, save of 3+, because he's carrying Space Marine armour. He has a frost sword, that's what it's called a frost sword, there you go, which is strength of 5, -3 AP, and a plasma pistol. On other equipment, he has Iron Halo, which is a 5+ invulnerability save, Storm Shield, which is a 5+ invulnerable save, and a strength 5 AP -1 attack for the first round of combat. So when he is attacked in the first round of combat, the shield reacts very much like Lehman Russ himself. His power armour, if anyone attacked, if the power armour was damaged, it would spray ice at the person attacking him, which is quite good. Absolutely useless against Warmaster Horus, but good against orcs and stuff like that. He's also an inspired leader. When charging, any squats within 6 inches must also charge. So you force your troops to charge. So if he is within 6 inches of your friends, anyone within will just follow him into battle because he's the Lord. He's the guy in charge of the Brotherhood, and they will just follow him to their deaths. Oathsworn, which means you reroll your failed charge rolls, and Ancestral Grudge. And this guy may be one of the squats who was old enough to remember why they have Ancestral Grudges. Maybe not as much as the Ancestor. First round of combat, you reroll hit rolls versus Eldar, Orcs, and Tyranids. And that is the complete command squad. I could have done individual videos on them, but I didn't really want to. I thought they're all part of the same command squad, so why not just do a video with all of them together? So that's the quick overview of them. Doubtless you will see them in combat soon, or I hope you will. Leave any comments in the comment section, leave any likes you feel like leaving, and if you want to subscribe or share, please do. This has been Imperator Vespasian. Goodbye.